Hi guys, so today we're gonna be solving the general equation of a circle. Now before we start, let's have some review on the different equations used in circle. Starting with the general equation of the circle, we have ax squared plus ay squared plus bx plus ey plus f equals 0. So this is the general equation of the circle, and what makes it different from other equations of conic sections is that the coefficient of x squared is equal to the coefficient of y squared. Now, in order for us to solve for this general equation, we must first have the standard equation of the circle x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, wherein the variables h and k is the coordinate of the point C, and point C here is considered the center of the circle, and r here is our radius. Now once we have the standard equation, we will just need to simplify it in order for us to arrive with the general equation of the circle. Let's now solve problem number 1. Determine the general equation of a circle whose center is at 5, -4 and whose graph contains the point 5, -9. So I will start here by writing down the given, starting with the coordinate of the center at hk, and I will equate that one to this coordinate here. So our coordinate of the center would be at 5, -4, thereby making h equal to 5 and k equal to -4. Now for the second point here, we have point P with a coordinate xy. I will equate that one to this point. So point P would be at 5, -9. And comparing this equation, our x here would be 5 and y would be -9. Looking at our given, we do not have our radius yet. So in order for us to solve for the radius, we will just need to substitute these 2 points here in the standard equation so that we can solve for the radius of the circle. So for the solution, I will have my standard equation x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Plugging in h, k, x, and y, I would have 5 minus 5 squared plus -9 minus -4 squared equals r squared. Simplifying the left side of the equation, I would have 0 plus -9 minus -4. What we will do here is we will just change the operation and change the sign of the subtrahend. So I will have here -9 plus 4, that would be -5 squared, then equal to r squared. So simplifying this equation here, my r squared here would be equal to 25, and taking the square root on both sides, r would be equal to 5. And now that we have our radius as well as the coordinate of the center, we can use that one to simplify our standard equation. So continuing the solution, we will use the coordinate of the center 5, -4 and our radius equal to 5. So let's plug these two given in our standard equation. So I would have x minus 5 squared plus y minus -4 squared equals 5 squared. Simplifying this one, I would have x minus 5 squared plus this one will become positive, and this one also will become positive. So I will have y plus 4 squared equals 25. Next step is to expand our binomials here. So I can rewrite x minus 5 as x minus 5 multiplied by x minus 5. Applying the same applying the steps we did on the first term, I will also have y plus 4 multiplied by y plus 4, then equal to 25. The next step here is to use the FOIL method in order for us to simplify this product of binomials. So I will start with the first term. I would have x times x. That would be x squared. X times negative 5 is negative 5x. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. Followed by y times y, that is y squared. Y times 4 is 4y. 4 times y is 4y also. And 4 times 4 is 16. So now that we've simplified the left side of the equation, we can actually transpose our constant term on the left side of the equation, thereby making it equal to negative 25. Then equate our equation to 0. So simplifying further, I can combine these like terms here. So I would have x squared minus 10x plus 25 plus y squared plus 8y plus 16 minus 25 equals 0. Now the last step here is, or the second to the last step here is to simplify our constant terms. I can reduce my constant terms into a single term. So I can cancel out 25 here and negative 25. So the final answer here would be equal to copying the pattern of our general equation. I will write down first x squared followed by y squared. Then next is the term containing x, that would be negative 10x, plus the term containing y, so plus 8y. Then the last is the constant term, so plus 16, then equal to 0. So our general equation here would be x squared plus y squared minus 10x plus 8y plus 16 equals 0. Let's now solve problem number 2. For problem number 2, determine the general equation of the circle whose center is at negative 2, 3 and whose radius is 8. Now for this problem, we have the center of the circle at negative 2, 3. And it means our h here would be negative 2 and our k would be equal to positive 3. Now, the second given here is, it says in the problem that our radius is equal to 8. And since we have these two given, we can actually substitute it to our standard equation so that we can solve for the general equation of the circle. So, for its solution, let's plug in these two given in our standard equation, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So I would have x minus negative 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 8 squared. Simplifying the first term, I would have x plus 2 squared. Then copying the second term, y minus 3 squared. Then on the right side of the equation, 8 squared would be equal to 64. The next step here is to expand our binomial. So I can rewrite x plus 2 squared as x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 2. And y minus 3 squared will be equal to y minus 3 multiplied by y minus 3, then equal to 64. Now, we will now apply the FOIL method to these two terms on the left side of the equation. I will start with the first term. So x times x here would be x squared. X times 2 is 2x. 2 times x is also 2x. And 2 times 2 would be positive 4. On the second term, I would have y times y is y squared. Y times negative 3 is negative 3y. Negative 3 times y is negative 3y also. And negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. So I will now transpose this constant term on the left side of the equation. So I would have negative 64 equal to 0. Simplifying, I can combine these two like terms. So my equation here would be x squared plus 4x plus 4 plus y squared minus 6y plus 9 minus 64 equals 0. Now, second to the last step, let's combine these constant terms here. So 4 plus 9 is 13 minus 64. So that would be equal to negative 51. Therefore, our answer here would be, copying the sequence of our general equation, I would have x squared first plus y squared plus the term containing x, that would be 4x. Then the term containing y, that is negative 6y. Then again, the simplified value of our constant, that would be negative 51 equals 0. So this is now our standard equation, x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 6y minus 51 equals 0.